Alright, in this part of the exercise, I'm going to show you how to actually recreate the window. Take the window here, make a second copy over there. Let's take a look here. I actually kind of already have it, and I'm just going to do it again for you. I just want to show you what I mean by create the second window. I'll actually have three. So here I got a second window. Yay! Now I'm going to show you how I did it. It's really insanely easy. Basically what you want to do is create a new layer first, and this will be my third window. Okay, and I'm going to come to my room layer, and this is windows, basically a square or rectangle. That's why I want to use the rectangle or square marquee tool, which is right over here. Okay, so bring your eyes to where my mouse is, and this is the rectangle marquee tool. If you don't see it, you should know this by now. If you see a circle one, don't get all confused and wonder, what's wrong with my computer? There's the rectangular marquee tool. There's other tools inside where there's a triangle. Click on it, hold your mouse button down, and there's the rectangle and there's the elliptical. So you can get the rectangular one. All of these have different tools embedded in them. If you see a little triangle, there's different tools in there. Okay, you should know this. I'm just still having students ask me, where's the rectangular marquee tool? This is something you should know by now. Okay, so I got the rectangular marquee tool. My properties up here change to reflect that I'm on that rectangular marquee tool. Alright, I have a new selection chosen. Alright, and I'm going to make my first new selection. I'm just going to start on the corner of the window, and I'm using the entire window, including the frame. Go all the way to here. Okay, and easy way to copy it is you can just go to Edit, Copy, or you can also do Command C, which also copies it. And then I'm going to turn it off for a second and go to my third layer window, and Command V will paste it, or you can also go to Edit V. And I'm on a Mac, so that's Control V, but for you guys on the, I'm on a PC, so it's Control V, but for you guys on the Mac, it's Command V. Okay, so now I actually got three windows. Yay, very, very exciting. And my computer froze. But it should unfreeze in a second. Okay, so I'm going to turn on my layers again. Let's see if I can turn something off. Free up some memory, maybe that's why it's hanging up on me. It's got 8 megabytes of RAM. Why is it hanging up on me? It should be a good computer. Probably because it's not a Macintosh. Alright, turn it on. And there's the window. And the room should appear in a second because the layer is on. Okay, and now I want to move these windows around. Okay, if you don't go to the move tool, you're not going to be able to move around. If you try to grab it and move it, you're just going to make a selection. Okay, so don't make that silly mistake. When you want to move things, go to the move tool. And I'll move this window over here. I'll probably have to resize it and make it smaller. I'll leave this window, the second window, on this side. So it's the second and third one. Now I got to make it actually look like it belongs on the wall. So right now it looks like it's sticking out of the wall. I want to transform it. I'm just going to do Command T. And first thing I want to do is I want to shrink these windows down. You can also go to Edit, Transform, but Command T will do it. Alright? And all I'm going to do is hold the Shift key down and very carefully shrink this down until it's the size I want. And be patient with me because my computer is doing this little circly thing. Alright. Come on, computer. Seems like every time I go into the menu, this thing hangs up. That's good enough. Okay, that's the size I want. Hit Enter. Hopefully that'll hold in a second. Wait for this stupid thing to go away. Escape. Okay, it didn't work. I want to do it again. Pardon me for the delay there. Hold the Shift, bring it down. I'm going to click on the third window. Actually got to hit Enter, save it now, click on the third window. Command T. Hold your Shift if you want to keep the same proportions. You don't have to. You can let go of the Shift and you can make it all sorts of proportions you want. Alright, there we go. I like that one. And don't forget, once you make it the way you want, you got to hit Enter or Return on your keyboard for it to go. It still looks like it's sticking out, but it looks like it's going to fit on the walls a little bit better. Remember, you can also go to Auto Select Layers. If I check this off, Auto Select Layer, whatever I click on is what gets selected, and it'll automatically switch for me. Just be aware if you do that. It makes it a little bit easier when you're trying to work with multiple things. I kind of like, just for balance sake, I think this kind of looks a little nicer this way. I don't know why, it just looks better for me. Maybe because that distance there, I don't know. Or what do you think? Think that looks better? Maybe that does look better. Okay, we'll keep it that way. Alright, so now I want to transform it, make it look like these windows are on the wall. Pretty easy. I'm going to go to Image, Edit, Transform, and we're changing the perspective of it. So it's the perspective tool. Okay? Resize it first for the size you want. It'll make it a lot easier for you if you do that. And then for the perspective tool, all you gotta do is grab one of these corners, and if I push it down, it makes that whole back side of the window get smaller too. And what you want to do is you want to make it sort of like this line is parallel with the bottom, this line is parallel with the top. If you move this up high though, you're going to have to do a little bit more than that, because I can get this parallel to this, but that looks a little weird down there. You'll actually have to use the skew or the distort to pull this one out without that changing. So I'll show you how to do that right now. Okay, so instead of being down here, where this looked pretty good, I really want this to be up high. Alright, so I can get the top part to look fine. Alright, so that looks pretty good, but this looks terrible compared to the bottom. Perspective's off over here. Alright, because it's kind of set up for, like, if your eye was here, it would be perfect, but our eye's down here, so we're looking up at it, and this should not have that angle. It should be more like that. So I'm going to save this one first. Okay, now I just want to adjust this bottom here. So there's other transform tools, and I'm going to do the distort. It gives you a little bit of freedom. So you can do something like this. You know what? I don't like the distort. I'm going to undo that. Let's try the, you want to try different things. If it's not working for you, just hit escape on your keyboard, and it'll be a little better. Let's try the skew. Let's see if the skew does it a little better. I only want to move one side. That's kind of working a little better. Still not what I wanted though. Let's try something again. Let's do the edit, transform. Warp? What does the warp do? Ooh, that's cool. Whoa, that's pretty cool. You can totally... Oh, that is exciting. Look at that. That's fun. I've never used the warp tool before. Something new. It's not the tool I want to use, but it's actually quite interesting. It might be the tool you want to use. You know, a lot of Photoshop is just, you know, you forget. People show you things and you forget them after a while because you haven't used it. You really want to go back in and play around with it, and this is kind of fun. I've never used this tool. This is totally cool. Alright, but we're not going to do it though. We'll stop. I was going for the corners of the edit, skew, and distort tools. Let's try something else. Let's use the skew. And let's just grab this part right here. Let's see what that does. Nope, that's not doing it either. How will we do this? I want to make this part down and this part up. Escape. And clearly I'm trying to remember myself. Distort. Let's go back to the distort. Maybe this is it. There we go. It was the distort. I'm actually just widening this here until it looks a little more natural. That looks a little better. Okay, so it was the distort. I just wanted to grab both corners and pull them down. I'm pulling the bottom down just so this looks... If it's in the middle of the wall, it's going to be kind of parallel. But if you're going up above, it's going to slightly rise up. Same with this one. That looks pretty good. The only thing you don't want to do is stuff like this, okay? Since I'm working with this edge, just make sure this edge stays straight up and down. And that looks pretty good. That was pretty hard. Took a little time for me to figure it out. And it might take you, 5 minutes to figure out one thing like this, okay? And again, nobody remembers all this stuff. You kind of have to go back in and go think to yourself, oh, I know you can do this. How do you do it? Let me try this. Let me try this. Okay, once you like it, hit enter. And then I'm going to go to this window over here. And this one I'll just make it normal. Edit, transform, perspective, bring it in, put it towards the middle of the wall to look more natural. And I won't have to do any of the distort stuff. And that is it. and I got 3 windows. And in the next little video I'll show you how to mask all 3 windows off and put like the same background in there. But you can do this part next.